I will call the meeting of the Camarillo City Council to order for Wednesday, December 7th, 2022. And I'm going to ask for a roll call, please.
Councilmember Craven?
Here.
Councilmember Kilby?
Here.
Councilmember Tremblay? Here. Vice Mayor Santangelo?
Here.
And Mayor Molche.
Present. I'm going to ask Mrs. Craven to lead us in the flag salute.
Thank you. Please rise, place your hand over your heart, and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On to the approval of the agenda. Do I have any amendments to this agenda? All right. I'd hope not. Seeing that. By the way, I just want to comment, it's great to see so many people here. I appreciate everyone in attendance this evening. We actually have council meetings every other Wednesday. It would have been great to see this many people here at a regular council meeting, but I understand. So this time we're going to move on to item A, and that is to recognize and bestow the honorary title of Mayor Emeritus to Councilmember Charlotte Craven. Gosh, where do I start?
You gotta have a vote.
I gotta have a vote. So at this time,
You need a motion?
I'm gonna need a motion.
I'll move the resolution.
I'll withdraw.
I have a motion from Mr. Tremblay, and I have a second from Ms. Santangelo. Any other discussion? Please vote. Well, that passes unanimously. That is great, because I have all these certificates here.
Your Honor, can
Yes.
I make a real quick comment?
Sure.
I was on the council, I'm going to be very brief here. I was on the council when we first decided to perhaps do this. And it was about, we had a council member, a longtime council member named Stan Daly. And Stan was in the Camarillo Chamber of Commerce of those days, and they were kind of talking about referring to him as Mayor Emeritus. So the decision was, Stan Daly's been a really great mayor and a great citizen here. Why don't we just bestow that title for Mayor Emeritus to Stan Daly? And I know all of us, Charlotte, are very proud that you can bestow yourself with that honor. And it's very, it is, and it's very well deserved, Charlotte. And I was kind of hoping this would happen, and I'm happy that it has, and you're deserving. And I don't mean to be bestow, but it's just mostly a ceremonial. But I'm really happy to be a small part of this, Charlotte. So those are my comments at this point.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Now, before we get into too many speeches, I do want, Charlotte, you and I are going to stand and come on over here, because I have a whole bunch of certificates. Oh. Okay, it works. All right, that's always. You never know. So, Charlotte, your contribution, your time with this on City Council, your contributions to the city of Camarillo, the influence you have had on this city over, tell me how many years?
36.
Thank you. 36 years of service is unmatched. And the influence you have had, the positive influence you've had on this city in making it what it is today, and all the things that we have, financial stability, a great run city with a terrific staff. There are so many decisions that you were in the middle of, you led. And without you, Camarillo would not be what it is today. With that, we're going to bestow upon you Mayor Emeritus. We'll start, I got two. Let's do both. I'll just Mayor Emeritus. So I guess we're just going to take a picture. And I'm going to let you say some words.
Well, I thought Kevin was going to take over the job of history lessons, but I want to finish that. I think you guys forced me to give you another very brief history lesson tonight. When I first floated the idea of having Stan Daly named emeritus, it was a really cool reception. In fact, it was voted down. We didn't have a policy. Can't do anything up here without a policy. We didn't have guidelines. The council wanted to make sure that this was something that was only going to be given to very important people. So we developed guidelines, and it came back, and I felt Stan was a very important person. In fact, if you just ask Stan, he'd tell you he was a very important person. He'd been on the very first Camarillo City Council for 12 years. He'd been mayor 6 times. He'd been on the Harbor District Board for 20 years. He'd been a local teacher for 35 or so years. And he was very important. We developed the guidelines, and somehow I've never, ever felt that I was really important. I just feel I'm an ordinary person who every once in a while rose to the occasion. But I'll accept this with much, much gratitude. Thank you.
Charlie, you just stay up here for a brief moment while I invite our colleagues to make any remarks that they would like.
All right, to start, I've kind of made my remarks. Charlotte, congratulations.
Mr. Tremblay?
Charlotte, you're not going to be able to get away that easy. So, and then Sean, you're next. I apologize for my mask. I hope everybody can hear me. I came in close contact with someone, so I'm just wearing a mask tonight. I want to, if it's all right, read to everyone the statement that I had hoped would there be a chance to read at the dinner that you had a couple of weeks ago, the dinner in your honor. Kathy and I were away. We were traveling. We were disappointed that we couldn't make it, but it had been a long-standing commitment. So I'm so very happy for Charlotte and for Mike. If there's anyone who deserves a celebration upon her retirement from public service, it's you, Charlotte. And the same goes for Mike and your entire family. With Mike and her family's support, Charlotte has devoted herself to the service of our city and our community for decades. She has left a positive and indelible imprint on our city. Simply put, Charlotte, Camarillo would not be the city that we all love, but for your, together with others, years of efforts. You are the epitome of the Rotary motto of service above self, and we and all of us here tonight, our city and our residents, owe Charlotte a huge debt of gratitude. My feelings are rather bittersweet. Why? Because I'm going to miss Charlotte. I'm going to miss you tremendously. Sorry, I wrote this in the third person, so you have to put up with it. You and I have worked collaboratively as colleagues on so many issues together in my 6 short years on the council. I place great trust in your knowledge of municipal issues and our city's history, in your wisdom, and in your common sense. And you and I agree far more than we disagree on issues, and there are times we vigorously disagree on issues. But what's important is that our discussions occur in a respectful and a positive manner with a shared sense of working together and looking forward, including listening and advocating, problem solving, and compromising when needed to advance our city's interests and our residents' interests. That's what good governance is all about. That's how government, and not just local government, is supposed to work. And I had put in a parenthetical, are you listening, Sacramento and Washington, D.C.? I greatly admire you. I admire your integrity, your devotion to public service. You are a wonderful role model of a public servant. And from my heart, I wish Charlotte and Mike, wherever you are, Mark, there you are. I wish you and Mike the best as you now reclaim your Wednesday evenings and a lot of other time as well. Thank you, Charlotte, and thank you, Mike, and your entire family for letting us take so much of Charlotte's time all these years. with great respect and fondness, Charlotte. Thank you.
Ms. Santangelo?
Sorry. Charlotte, first I want to thank you for welcoming me onto the council 4 years ago. You were really helpful. I remember you sending a lot of emails with tips about travel and conferences and various events. And it might seem like those are little things, but those little things meant a lot to me. It gave me a better idea of how to navigate all of this newness, and I really appreciated that. You taught me what the longest minute was. You taught me that the only number that matters is 3. And you taught me that even people with different political ideologies can find common ground. And in fact, I think you and I agreed far more often than we disagreed. I don't know if enough people in our community know what a huge void there will be without you. I've only spent 4 years with you on the council, but in that time, I've come to rely on your ability to provide historical context to whatever issue we were discussing. Your ability to remember dates and people and specific meanings is really impressive. That knowledge, that experience has been invaluable. And this past year, listening to your history lessons at each council meeting has been a joy. And I appreciate you taking time to share it with us and writing it down and giving it to us. I'm grateful for your 36-year commitment to public service and appreciate the countless ways that you have enriched our community. Now you get to take more time to enjoy the community that you helped build and enjoy your family. Thank you.
Charlotte, for myself, I will say you've been an inspiration to me, not just serving up here on the dais with you, but as I recanted or recalled, but about a year ago now, back when I was 16, I was in high school, and I came here as part of a service club. And up on the dais was this fiery redhead who was on fire that night. And yeah, that's something you guys kind of came out of closed session, so you have to tell me. But and I sat down here. We came up. We did a quick little presentation. I went home thinking, who is this lady and who are these people and what do they do? And that that got a ball rolling with me. And so anyone in the room, whether you like me or dislike me, it's in part Charlotte's fault. So you can either thank her or whatever. But but you've been terrific, Charlotte. You've been terrific for me. Everything that Susan recanted, ditto. You were the very first council member to reach out to me, send me an email, and give me little tips and tricks. Hey, make sure you do this, make sure you do that, make sure you understand the protocol with this. It's been invaluable, and I really appreciate it. I will miss you. I'm sure the city will miss you. The residents, I'm sure we'll see you around town, but we'll certainly miss you. So before you leave, we have several more. We have some dignitaries here who are going to speak, but we also have some more certificates and plaque. This is something I know you've been waiting for a long time for. 36 years. And you're definitely not going to go home without a tile. This is in dedication to all the years of service you've given to the city. So your arms are going to get tired here in a second. So in addition to that, we have a few more certificates I want to give you for some dignitaries that were not able to be here today. First one is Senator Monique Limon. It's just a certificate of recognition. Charlotte Craven, council member elected at large. Special recognition and accommodations are in order for your leadership and service to the city of Camarillo. Your contributions during your 36-year tenure will have a lasting impact on future generations. Your tireless dedication and commitment have made our community a better place. I wish you success in your future endeavors. And then we have the City of San Buenaventura. That is the wrong one. Just recognizing you. We commend you for your leadership and outstanding service to the community as a member of the Camarillo City Council for 36 consecutive years. Then we have the Camarillo Healthcare District. In grateful recognition of your contributions that brightened the days and impacted the lives of so many. And last but not least, the City of Moore Park for 36 years of dedicated service on the City Council of the City of Camarillo.
I think we're going to pull a building permit tomorrow for a bigger wall.
So if all that was not enough, I'm going to call up a few dignitaries that are here with us tonight. And I'm going to start with Assemblymember Jackie Irwin.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity, and it is great to see such a big crowd here tonight honoring Charlotte and the new council members, everybody that is newly elected. I just learned that Charlotte was one of the longest-serving elected officials in the Central Coast, and I assume 36 years is a tough record to beat, but I have actually worked with Charlotte for 18 of those years, first on the Thousand Oaks City Council and then as your assembly member, and I'm very happy that I'm going to be continuing to represent Camarillo in the state legislature. But I think it was Sean that mentioned that you really won't, or Susan, that you really won't feel the impact of Charlotte until she's gone. She has served on so many regional boards. I'm not sure how many of you know, she's one of the original trash queens. And she has done a fantastic job representing Camarillo regionally, but also representing Ventura County statewide. So I have been just amazed at your work ethic and your passion for the city of Camarillo. I'm really sorry to see you go, but thank you for all your service, and you certainly do deserve to have a break now and spend a little time with your grandchildren. So congratulations.
Next, I'm going to call up Alex Cernas Mendoza, the Deputy District Director for Congresswoman Julia Brownlee's
All right,
office.
I'm just going to
Oh.
just take a quick moment
Go
because
ahead.
I do have to head over to the city of Moore Park to congratulate the new council members. So I just really quick, I know it's going to come up on the agenda, but I want to thank you for your 4 years of service, Sean. It was very inspiring to have a young person come and join the city council with a whole different perspective. We are really going to miss working with you, but I know that you're going to be back. It's important to take that time with career and family. We have a certificate for you also. Congratulations on an outstanding year. You have accomplished a lot this year. The city has accomplished a lot. And then also, before I go, I know there's a lot of you here for the newly elected and returning council members. So I really want to congratulate Dave Tennyson and Susan and Martita also on their elections. Thank you so much.
All right, sorry. Next, we have Alex Cernas Mendoza, the Deputy District Director for Congresswoman Julia Brownlee's office.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Alejandra Cernas Mendoza, and on behalf of Congresswoman Julia Brownlee, I would like to recognize Mayor Mulchay and Councilmember Craven for their remarkable service to the city of Camarillo. Congresswoman Brownlee has often said it is her greatest privilege to represent the people of California's 26th congressional district, which includes the city of Camarillo. She has worked to move our communities forward and to do all that she can do to improve the lives of all of her constituents. And she has done so, and she has done just that in partnership with all of you. You have helped maintain and expand the very aspects of the city that make Camarillo a truly desirable place to live, work, and raise a family. The Congresswoman extends her sincere appreciation to Mayor Mulchay and to Councilmember Craven for their remarkable leadership and service over the years. In recognition for their immeasurable contributions, I am pleased to present Mayor Mulchay and Councilmember Craven with certificates of congressional recognition on behalf of the Congresswoman. She also congratulates the Vice Mayor Santangelo on her recent re-election and welcomes David Tennyson and Dr. Martita Martinez Bravo to the council. Congresswoman Brownlee looks forward to working with all of you, including Councilmember Kildee and Councilmember Tremblay, to best serve the residents of this great city in the years to come. Thank you.
And lastly, we have Supervisor Kelly Long.
Thank you very much. It is such a great honor to have worked with you, Charlotte, all these years. Whether it's on the other side where I was a resident asking for the city of Camarillo to assist our residents, or school board, or on supervisor, you have been such a great mentor. You know all of Camarillo, and I too appreciate the history lessons and know that they'll always be there. And then I also just really want to say thank you for all your knowledge in Ventura County. You're not just a one city, you're for all. And your efforts have been just so noticed by so many. And yes, you are the queen of trash, but this award today, it means so much. And just thank you. I know this is only one way you've served our community, and I know you will continue it. And thank you to your family for being there for you and supporting and letting us have your time. So it was wonderful being at your retirement party to talk about all the things that you've done with the help of all the cities for the 36 years, and we all here today are reaping that award. So thank you very much. And then real quick, Sean Milchay, council member, I wanted to also say thank you for your time here on the city council, your business sense, and just commitment to detail for our community has been so great, and really do appreciate that as well.
All right. Get your arm workout this evening. I know a few good contractors that can build that wall for you. Put this back.
For those who don't know the Trash Queen story, I came to a council meeting one night, and Bill Esty, who was mayor, said that he would no longer be able to serve on the Ventura Regional Sanitation District Board because his wife was ill and he felt he needed to spend more attention and time with her. So he needed a replacement for the next morning. And I thought, man, I don't even know what they do. I'm safe on this one. So they hemmed and hawed, and nobody obviously wanted to serve on that board. And so finally somebody turned around to me and said, Charlotte, what are you doing tomorrow morning? I said, well, I'm going to put my trash on the curb. And they said, you got it. So I was there for 18 years, but during that time, there was a reorganization, and it went from a 23-member board down to a 9-member board. The Ventura County Star reported a few weeks later, they didn't think it was going to work much better than the big board had, because all it had were 5 men and 4 trash queens. So I've proudly been one of the trash queens ever since then.
Okay. We're going to move on to item B on the agenda, which is the recognition of the service from our mayor. So if Mayor would join me at the presentation space. Now it's my turn to fumble. So the first plaque is the mayor plaque. I think if you, do you have the big gavel? I think you could take this out and fit the big gavel into it. That was the gavel that your grandfather made you and presented to you last year when you were made mayor. So, thank you. I have something to say to you. I'll say it at another moment. So we'll just take our picture. Okay. You didn't have to wait 36 years for this. This is the tile of the city. Presented to you. You got it? Yep. Another one? Why not? Okay, and we also have presentations from people that could not be here tonight. I'll just do this. And the first one is from Senator Monique Lamone's office. Are we taking pictures with each one? And then we have one from the city of San Buenaventura, recognizing you for your year of service as mayor. It's kind of like Christmas. From the city of Oxnard, certificate of commendation. And last but not least, this is from the city of Moore Park. Okay, I have to check the script here. Okay, so now it will be time for colleagues to give their comments. Is that correct? Or does he speak first? You want to speak first?
I don't have very many. We have outgoing comments, and I'm going to probably reserve most of my comments to that time. But it's been, in short, it's been an honor to serve as mayor. Growing up in Camarillo, as a kid, you don't think you'd ever have such an honor and a privilege to do such a thing. It seems like it's somehow like out of grasp. So this is a terrific honor, and it is a privilege, as I said. But many thanks to my colleagues, many thanks to everyone in this room, if you're all Camarillo residents and voters. But you made it all possible, and you made this kid's dreams come true. And I'm proud of what I've given in the last year to our city. I'm proud of what I've given in the last 4 years, and I hope to give a lot more sometime soon.
Comments?
Outgoing comments or other comments?
Outgoing.
Okay. My outgoing comments are all about thank yous. I claim to have done very, very little. What was accomplished was only done with the help of others, and I thank all of you. To my family, Jessica and Mitch, you laughed with me and brought me joy during the difficult times as well as the celebrations. Trevor, you made me smile. You helped me with ribbon cuttings and grand openings for years. Mike, you were my sounding board and my voice of reason. And you stayed up after all those council meetings to help me wind down. Thank you. To the voters of Camarillo, thank you for having the confidence in me to continue electing me for 36 continuous years. That's almost 2/3 of the time that the city has been incorporated. Time passed quickly, and I'm honored by the opportunity to have served you for so long. Thank you. To city staff, both past and present, you are the most wonderful group of employees any city has ever had. I'll never forget that you attended council meetings to show your support during our financial crisis. The council might make decisions, but you are the ones who implement those decisions, who deal with the public day in and day out. What the public wants is for the water to run, the toilets to flush, and the potholes to be filled. And you guys do a tremendous job of making that happen. It's no secret that we get many letters of praise for the way our employees do your work, and you deal with the public. Thank you. You're the best. To my fellow council members, both present and past, as Stan Daly used to say, this is everything and this is nothing. What we did together, and just look at the city we developed. It's a city to be proud of. We landscape medians and parkways to beautify. We created an outstanding library. We worked to get 2 stable, long-term sources of income that made our city financially sound. We completely revitalized Old Town. We got a jump start on affordable housing before it was mandated by the state. Some of us worked to bring a publicly owned university here. We were local leaders in both recycling water and cleaning contaminated water through our desalter. And we hired good city leadership to make our plans happen. We didn't always agree, but we didn't bicker as council members in some cities do. After a decision was made, we all moved on and worked together on the next issue. Thank you all. To the newly elected council members, you are taking the helm of a wonderful city at an opportune time. The future of this beautiful, well-run, financially sound city is now in your hands. The Acorn recently gave good advice. Do your homework, keep the ego in check, be willing to ask the tough questions, and don't settle for insufficient answers. Be flexible, but don't be too quick to abandon your own convictions. Don't let your critics force you into positions that go against your grain. And understand that your life is now an open book. Think about every action in terms of headlines. If you don't want to see it in headlines, don't do it. I'll add one more thing. Use common sense. Think of what's best for the most of the people in Camarillo, And don't waste your energy on every little issue that pops up. If 10 people jump on a bandwagon, there's still more than 69,000 other people out there that you haven't heard from, and they either don't care about it or don't want it to happen. I hope you'll enjoy your time on the City Council as much as I have, and I wish you the very best of luck.
It's a little self-serving, but this is the time where I ask myself for comments.
That's what the program says.
Program says. So for me, this moment is, everyone's been asking me what it's like, and I keep saying it's bittersweet. I will genuinely miss our council meetings, our committee meetings, our events, like the ribbon cuttings and the Teacher of the Month recognitions. Those are my favorite. And I'll miss my colleagues and our staff. And as odd as it sounds, I will miss the copious amounts of reading of reports and budgets and policy materials, which I genuinely enjoy, because I'm weird. But upon being elected 4 years ago, it was always my intention to serve at least 2 4-year terms. But as things happen, life happens, priorities change, sometimes you must reassess. And for me, it's about putting family and my family's business first and foremost. I'm proud of the things that we've accomplished in these last 4 years, the initiatives we undertook, but that have not yet been fully realized, the seeds we planted, and we planted quite a bit. And those seeds should be fruitful in the many years to come. And we continue to make sure that Camarillo strives to be the best in serving our residents and our businesses, the best in our financial stability, and we retain our historical identity while still embracing the future and all that it provides. I have many thanks for those who have contributed to my last 4 years, and first and foremost, it's going to be my wife, Katie. So she's always been there as my rock, as my sounding board. Charlotte, as you said, as Mike has been for you, she's helped when I come home late at night and I need to wind down. She's there for me. Many Wednesday nights alone, and many other nights just having to listen to me blabble on about policy and things you'd probably much rather not have to listen to me talk about. My grandparents, John and Bonnie, my grandmother would regularly proclaim herself as my greatest fan. When campaigning, she honestly put in more miles, knocked on more doors, and dropped more literature than any other volunteer. She was literally my campaigner-in-chief. My grandfather, John, installed in me at an early age, usually on Sunday nights, over 60 minutes, an interest in politics and policy, an argument, and taking a position, and digging your feet in and being willing to fight for your position, argue for your position. My parents, Mark and Carla, my stepmother, Michelle, each of you helped raise me, support me, and instill in me the character and the values that still drive me today. Thank you to the voters, to the residents of Camarillo. You entrusted in me to represent you and your interests and to fight for those interests every single day. And I'd like to think that I did everything I could to do that. Thank you to staff. You all make us look a heck of a lot smarter up here. You, at the end of the day, you each keep the wheels of this city turning. We get to sit up here on a dais, we get to make policy decisions, but you all have to execute those, and that's a lot of hard work. And it's not, and oftentimes it's not an easy job. To the newly electeds, David, Martita, Susan, not newly elected, but congratulations on your election. I welcome you, and I know that you'll serve with thoughtfulness and with the best interests of Camarillo and its residents in mind. As Charlotte said, that was really good advice, so I won't really repeat it aside from do your homework, follow your heart, be true to your convictions, but be professional and tactful, and find a way to work collaboratively with everyone up here to achieve what's best for our city. And thank you to my colleagues, each of you up here with me, for the professionalism, the deliberations, the debates. I think we've done a mighty fine job, and I've enjoyed serving with each and every one of you for slightly different, distinct reasons. You know, Charlotte, yeah, the history lessons and the insight that you provide. Tony, I love committee meetings and just going into the weeds with you. Genuinely enjoy that. Kevin, you and I have served on many committees together. We have we're kind of kindred interests in that we both come from a business world. We both have to run businesses, and we relate in a lot of sense with that. Susan, you and I were both elected together, and so we kind of went through this experience of the newness of being elected together, and that's been very rewarding. So knowing that I wasn't just going at it alone. As I said earlier, being a kid growing up in Camarillo, the opportunity to serve up here, to serve my community, to be a council member, let alone the mayor, it's an awesome privilege. It's amazing. It's nothing that I could have ever really genuinely imagined happening as a little kid. I'm not the youngest. Stan Daly actually retains that distinction. I think he was 28 when he was first elected to the city council as the original city council member. I'm close to it. I was 32. So, but it's been amazing. I look forward to many more fruitful years for the city of Camarillo. I want to continue to see diversity in our electeds. Our community is more diverse than it ever has been. And it's important that diversity be reflected up here. And I'm not just talking about ethnicity, and ethnicity is important, but also the young and the old. It's been an honor, it's been a privilege. I can't say more other than thank you. And at this time, I'll invite any other remarks from my colleagues. Kevin?
Thanks. I'm going to start with Sean. And Sean, I want to say it's been an honor and a privilege for me to serve with you. And he's right. We both have businesses, so we've been able to kind of relate to that. But Sean was always prepared. You were extremely articulate and bright, and you brought a whole new dimension to the city council here. You were an excellent mayor, Sean. And the mayor is a challenge. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and you succeeded in way more than what, you had the time to do, and the, energy and all of that. You did a great job, and it was a challenging year, Sean, but I think we had a really good year. We really did a lot of really good things. And when I didn't know Sean before he was elected. So I was at a meeting for Sean, and as you can see, Sean is very well put together. He's very articulate, and he's a very organized person. And we were at a meeting, and we've got one of our employees, one of our department heads, who really has some of the best socks that I've ever seen. And he always dresses really well, and that's my business, and I kind of focus on that to a certain extent anyhow. So Sean was at the meeting, and he leaned over to him and says, he says, I really like your socks. And the employee kind of smiled and said, God, that's really great. So Sean, I thought tonight it'd be very appropriate to bring you, and Sean's had several jobs in his career, but one of his jobs is that he did a lot of promotions for an Irish restaurant here in town. So I thought it'd be very appropriate to give Sean his very own pair of his socks here. There you go, Sean. And I'm sure Sean now will put that in his sock collection. And that city employee will have nothing on you, Sean, with the socks now. So I'm gonna close by Again, Sean, I'm going to miss you. And I want to thank Katie for sharing Sean with us, and Sean's family for sharing Sean with us. And you're going to have a bright future, Sean, and I look forward to following you. So again, thanks for putting up with me for these years. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's a jump ball.
I had to write this down. Sean, I'm going to miss you. As you said, we came on the council together, and so we were the two newbies. And then there were some other things that happened that helped us bond a little bit. All that fun aside, please know that I am always just in awe of your attention to detail and your dedication to the city. And I hope that people at home and all of you out there know how much this guy put into being a mayor and being a council member. He really did. It was pretty amazing to watch. You really enjoyed every moment of doing this, and it's pretty fascinating. I was always impressed by, like I said, your attention to detail and getting into the weeds, and the questions you would ask got me thinking, and I really appreciate that. I'm also really, really impressed by your integrity. I think it takes a big person to look at the role of being a council member and to balance that with your family, and to decide that it's okay to step back because you can't fulfill the role the way you want to. And I appreciate that, and I hope that more people follow your lead and know that when it's the right time to do things, and it's okay to step back and come back. I have a feeling that you will be back here up on this dais, but you have to wait a while, because if you don't know, he moved into my district. With that, I'm going to miss you, like I said, especially the parade. I mean, what's going to happen? But thank you for sharing him with us, and I wish you guys the best.
Well, I don't know who you're pointing to. Just down here. Okay. Sean, I said most of what I wanted to say to current and past council members in my talk, but I've always been amazed that I somehow inspired you to look at city government and then think of it and remember that. And I was amazed that on your first try for city council, you just swept the town. You did. You took my district. Of course, I took your district, but but it was interesting to watch, because many people don't win a city council attempt on their first try. They have to try 2 times, sometimes 3 times. But at any rate, I think you've done a very good job. You have led us, and through our goals, led us into areas of technology where I don't think we'd have gone if you hadn't been here. And you started taking us from where old people like me are comfortable being to where young people are comfortable being, and that's the sign of the future, and we needed to get more technology, and we needed to get more modern. So thank you for leading us there.
Thank you.
So, Sean, like my remarks for Charlotte, these remarks are from the heart, and like Susan, I wrote mine out to make sure that I could convey what I wanted to convey. First of all, I have thoroughly enjoyed working with you these last 4 years on the council, and I will miss you. Your diligence and your thorough preparation on issues, the adjective that I would use is exemplary. Your analytical skills and your business sense is first rate. And even more important to me is the thoughtful and considerate and fair-minded way in which you've conducted yourself, especially during this, for all 4 years, but during this past year as mayor. You've truly been excellent as mayor and as a council member. Kevin often says this is a hard job, and I think he's right, and you excel at it. In addition to council meetings, and you alluded to this earlier, I've had the privilege of spending many many, many hours with you, almost more than we want to acknowledge, in the Utilities Committee and the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. And I know all of you out there must think that it's very glamorous. Water projects, wastewater projects, user rates, fee methodologies, streets and transportation issues, and other infrastructure issues, they're not the most glamorous, but they're vital to the future of our city. They're vital to our residents. They're vital to our quality of life. And Sean, you have excelled in those meetings. Our city and our residents have benefited because of your analytical skills and your business sense. You do your homework, and you're patient with me asking a lot of questions. But as you know, infrastructure is kind of our thing, right? Like Charlotte, you possess great wisdom, and you possess great common sense. And similar to my experience with Charlotte, you and I agree on many issues, probably on most issues, and then we strongly disagree on other issues. Yet we've always had our discussions in a respectful and a positive manner. We're working together and looking forward. I can't ask for a better colleague. You have truly been exceptional. Thank you for your devotion to public service. I hope at some point in the future you return to the council. Thank you to Katie. Is Katie? Thank you to Katie and to your family for their sacrifice in having you be available for the benefit of the city and all of its residents. I wish you the very best. And this is bittersweet for me too, because same as Charlotte, because I'm going to miss you. I have great respect for you. Thank you.
Your Honor, can I make one other?
Sure.
Everybody's here for a lot. I just want to be really quickly. I just want to say a couple other comments about Charlotte. I've served with Charlotte for 26 years, and it's been an honor and a privilege. Charlotte, your knowledge is unbelievable, and I personally and people here are going to really miss you, and the city's going to miss you. And what can I say? It's been, I can't believe that it's gone by that fast. I mean, it is amazing how fast. But if you see Charlotte in the city and you like Camarillo, thank her for her years of service here, because it's been great. And Charlotte, you're not going to get away. There was a movie one time, and it had a saying kind of like this: life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. So with that, Charlotte, here's your box of chocolates, Charlotte, and it's going to be up to you what you do with these chocolate inside of this box here. But I know when you open it up, you're never going to know what you're going to get. But knowing you, the rest of your life is going to be filled with travel, and it's going to be filled with some really great times with your family. And Charlotte has an excellent family, and I want to thank all of them for sharing Charlotte with us this year. So, tally-ho, Charlotte, and here's your chocolates. And when you open up, you can remember of your times on the Camarillo City Council.
Thank you. And they're from Camarillo.
Well, thank you for getting me socks, because at least these socks won't go to my thighs. So.
Ooh.
All right. With that, we're going to get to item D, election results, general municipal election of November 8th, 2022, resolution declaring results. We have a staff report?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Honorable Mayor and council members, it's my pleasure tonight to provide the 2022 election report. On November 8th, a general municipal election was held to fill 3 seats on the City Council for Districts 1, 2, and 5. The County of Ventura Elections Division certified the election results earlier today. The canvass was distributed and posted on the website immediately after receipt to update the report with the official results. This election, there were 3 candidates for District 1, 4 candidates for District 2, and 4 candidates for District 5. The candidates with the most votes in each district were elected by the people of Camarillo and will be sworn in and seated tonight. The semifinal results, which were published with the agenda, and the certified election results received today each confirm that David Tennyson is elected to represent District 1, Susan Santangelo is re-elected to represent District 2, and Martita Martinez Bravo is elected to represent District 5. Congratulations. The recommendation before you is to adopt a resolution certifying the results of the 2022 general municipal election. This concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions?
Your Honor,
All right.
I moved to adopt a resolution reciting the facts of the general municipal election held November 8th, 2022, and declaring the results.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Please vote. All right, and that passes unanimously. At this time, we are going to take a quick recess, and when we reconvene, we'll reconvene with the new city council. So we'll stand in recess for about 5 minutes.
There you go.
If we could all have you take your seats, please. Could you all take your seats, please? Okay, so we're going to reconvene the special meeting. I would like to welcome Dr. Martita Martinez-Bravo. And David Tennyson. And now I'm going to turn this over to our clerk. I affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. That I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Thank you. It's my distinct pleasure, along with the council members, to welcome these two new council members and one veteran council member now. I first want to acknowledge the certificate of election to David Tennyson. Congratulations, David. Look forward to serving with you as the rest of the city council. I'm super happy for you and your family. Welcome aboard. And next is Susan Santangelo. Congratulations on your reelection, Susan. We all look forward to serving with you. It's an honor and a privilege to know you as well as I've gotten to know you these last 4 years, Susan. And I really look forward to serving with you. And it's an honor and a privilege. And I'm super happy that you got reelected. I know how difficult it is to get elected. It's even harder to get reelected. So congratulations, Susan. Wishing nothing but success in the future. The mic. Here we go. Okay. That's what they get on short notice here. Martita Martinez-Bravo, congratulations to you. I'm super happy for you and all your family and your supporters here. I look forward to serving with you. You're going to be an outstanding council member. And I'm really happy for you, and I know the rest of the council and the staff here is looking forward to getting to know you and to be able to serve with you. So, again, real challenge to get elected, and you did outstanding. And again, it's my honor to present this to you, and tally ho, and it's going to be a great year. You bet. All right, thank you. Do we need a picture here? Tony, you want to come on over here and bestow us with your presence here?
Take it off for a sec.
Right over here by me. I'm vaccinated 20 times. You're good.
Okay, we're going to continue along. I just want you to know, we did receive 2 comment cards, but we're going to wait until we have a place on the agenda for public comments. So it was asked for agenda item E. I didn't want you to think we had forgotten. So we're going to move to item F, and this is the time where our new council members get to make their comments. And we will start with Martita Martinez-Bravo.
Thank you. Good evening, buenas tardes. It could be done, si se pudo. Congratulations to our elected candidates, Susan and David. I look forward to working with you, along with Kevin and Tony. I feel so blessed, and I am so thankful to God for this opportunity to serve our community in this capacity. I am thankful to the Native people of this land, our Indigenous brothers and sisters. I honor with gratitude this land itself and the Chumash community. I thank you all for sharing this moment, whether it's here in person or online. I thank the staff for organizing, for all the work that you do for making the city run. Thank you. I thank the candidates who ran and to their families, because I know what it's like to go through this sacrifice. Thank you to my family, my brothers and sisters, my parents, for their love, support, and instilling in me the values of serving our community. Gracias, mami y papi, por su amor, su apoyo, sus oraciones, y por inculcarme el valor de la servidumbre. Thank you to my in-laws, gracias a mis suegros, también por su apoyo. Thank you to our friends, supporters, and all who touched my heart and the new friends that I made during this campaign. Thank you to all who participated in the democratic process, regardless of who you voted for. Thank you to my children, Aidan, Alexia, and Sophia, and to my husband. Thank you for your immeasurable love and support. I love you. The night our first Latina supervisor, Carmen Ramirez, our mentor and a friend, the night she was tragically taken from us, I dedicated my campaign to her. I honored her by running an honest, clean, woman-led, community-centered campaign. Carmen was the first elected official to officially endorse me and to offer her support. I clearly remember her words, "Martita, you are strong, you are smart, and you can do this. You have my full support, and I can help you." And I remember her gasping and saying, "And oh my God, you would be such a good face for the city of Camarillo." Today, I dedicate our win to Carmen Ramirez, and to all of the people in our community. May we continue to be good, to do good as she did. Thank you also to her husband, Roy, for being here tonight. Carmen helped me that week that I filed, and her promise to help continues through all the people that she touched and mentored. Thank you to all the mentees who reached out and helped out in some capacity or another, and all the folks who also helped. Micaela Perez, Marisela Morales, Marissa Lopez, Casey Rodriguez, Supervisor Vianney Lopez, Gladys Limon, Vanessa Frank, Angel Garcia, and so many others. Thank you to all who made calls and wrote postcards, knocked on doors, B. Lutterbeck, Noemi and Letty, U.S. veteran Dave Gilbertson and Becky Gilbertson, Erica Gutierrez and Leilani, to my siblings and my brother Jesse, Denise, Erica, Araceli, and I have 8 siblings. We are a Catholic family. Thank you to my campaign manager, Julie Henze. You have amazing organizational skills. Thank you. To all our community supporters and elected officials who endorsed me publicly, thank you to all the organizations, some who are here tonight. Thank you to the Central Labor Council, which is composed of teachers, laborers, firefighters, and so many other working class people. To the Ventura County Realtors, the Southwest Carpenters who are here tonight, thank you for your support. And thank you, Anthony, for even taking that extra step to help and to mentor and to guide. I appreciated every single moment, every time that you called. Thank you to Latinas Lead California, to LIUNA, a union that my father was a part of, a union that it was through that experience that I first received access to health care. And I'm thankful for their endorsement as well. To UFCW Local 770, the National Latino Peace Officers Association, the national, state, and local entities, thank you to Captain Mike Aranda for your continued support. And I am thankful to Moms Demand Action for the support of calling me the Gun Sense candidate. I'm also thankful to all the mentors that Carmen sent along, those whom she had mentored as well. Our district attorney, Eric Nazarenko, Libby Higgins, Karen Scher, Claudia Bildo La Peña, Nick Odenath, president of the Sheriff's Union, Laura Hernandez, Jess Waihe, and so many more. I'd also like to thank those who were partners in crime as we were dressed in inflatable costumes. Doug McDowell, thank you. That was fun, although I almost blew away and passed out from the heat. Thank you to all the children and all the moms who helped to drop off flyers during our ice cream socials, and to the moms and dads who displayed the decals with my sign. Thank you for that and for driving extra safely. Thank you. Thank you to Chief of Police Andrew Salinas for that in-kind donation, and thank you for being here tonight. I'd also like to thank Karen and for forming a fan club in Camarillo Springs, which I have yet to meet. Thank you to all who excitedly wrote letters to the editor on my behalf. Former Mayor David Smith, thank you for your very impactful letter, along with others. Thank you to all who made donations and put up my yard sign with joy and pride. We did this together. I thank all who supported me and those who did not. Know that I am here to represent you and to support the needs of our community. Las investigaciones en ciencias sociales indican que la diversidad mejora el rendimiento y crecimiento de las organizaciones. El lema de nuestra ciudad, como pueden ver detrás de mí, es las personas son la ciudad. Las personas son la ciudad no solo indica algunas personas, sino todas. Esta es su casa y todos son bienvenidos aquí. Son nuestras diferencias también que las aportan riqueza a una comunidad saludable. La ciudad de Camarillo es tu hogar, ya seas residente o nos estés visitando, ya seas madre o padre, padre criando a tu hijo por tu propia cuenta, o hay dos padres criando a un niño. Este es tu hogar, ya estés casado o soltero, divorciado o separado. Este es tu hogar, ya seas propietario o estás luchando por la inseguridad de la vivienda. Este es tu hogar, ya estés en una clase rica, clase media o trabajadora, o luchas para satisfacer tus necesidades diarias. Este es tu hogar, ya seas CEO o director ejecutivo, médico, trabajador de construcción, enfermera o enfermero, maestra, oficial de policía, bombero, propietario de un negocio, trabajador agrícola o si limpias casas. Este es tu hogar, ya seas católico o cristiano, judío, musulmán, persona de fe o no. Independiente de tu identificación política, este es tu hogar. Este es tu hogar, ya seas chumash y nativo de esta tierra o un inmigrante reciente o pasado, o si tus antepasados fueron forzados a la esclavitud, como resultado estás experimentando un trauma intergeneracional. Camarillo también es tu casa. Este es tu hogar, ya seas negro, blanco, latino, asiático, del Medio Oriente, birracial o independiente de tu identidad étnica, este es tu hogar. Camarillo es tu hogar si te identificas como heterosexual o de la comunidad LGBTQ. No solo este es tu hogar, sino que me aseguraré de que sea un hogar seguro para ti. Este es tu hogar, ya seas niño o joven de corazón. Este es tu hogar si estás sin discapacidad o con discapacidad física o psicológica. Este es tu hogar. Ya sea que te veas completamente representado en espacios de poder o que hagas historia como el primer o primera en servir en estos espacios. Hoy, la comunidad de Camarillo eligió a la primera concejal latina y continuaremos haciendo espacio para que esas primeras nunca sean las últimas. Social science research indicates that diversity improves performance and growth of organizations. The motto of our city, which is behind me, is Las personas son la ciudad, or the people are the city. This does not mean some, this means all. This is your home, and you are all welcome here. And it is our differences, too, that provide richness to a healthy community. The city of Camarillo is your home, whether you are a resident or a visitor, whether you are a mother or a father raising your child on your own, or whether there are two parents raising your child, whether you are married or single or divorced, whether you are a homeowner or struggling from housing insecurity, this is your home. This is your home whether you are wealthy, middle, or working class, or you struggle to meet your daily needs. This is your home whether you are a CEO, a physician, construction worker, nurse, server, teacher, police officer or firefighter, a business owner, farm worker, or a housekeeper. This is your home. Whether you are Catholic or Christian, Jewish, Muslim, a person of faith or not. Regardless of your political identification, this is your home. This is your home, whether you are Chumash and native to this land, or a recent or past immigrant, or whether your ancestors were forced into slavery, or you are experiencing intergenerational trauma as a result. Camarillo is your home too. This is your home, whether you are Black, white, Latino, Asian, Middle Eastern, biracial, or regardless of your ethnicity. This is your home. Camarillo is your home if you identify as heterosexual or from the LGBTQ+ community. Not only is this your home, but I will ensure that this is a safe home for you. This is your home whether you're a child, young, or young at heart. This is your home whether you are able-bodied or have physical or psychological disability. Camarillo is your home whether you see yourself fully represented in spaces of power or whether you make history as the first to serve in those spaces. Today, the City of Camarillo elected its first Latina council member, and we will continue to make space for all types of those firsts, so they are never the lasts. Me siento profundamente honrada de servirles a todos ustedes y trabajar con mis compañeros concejales. Lo haré con honor e integridad. Habrán éxitos y habrán momentos en los que cometeré errores o tomaré decisiones con las que no estarán de acuerdo. Pero sepan que mi corazón siempre estará centrado en el bienestar de nuestra comunidad. Todos ustedes son parte de nuestra comunidad, o sean residentes o sean visitantes. Después de todo, las personas son la ciudad de Camarillo y esta es nuestra casa. I am deeply humbled to serve all of you and to work with my fellow council members, and I will do so with honor and with integrity. There will be successes and there will be times when I will make mistakes or decisions you will not agree with, but know that my heart will always be centered in the well-being of our community. You are all part of this community. After all, las personas son la ciudad, the people are the city of Camarillo, and this is our home. Thank you. Mil gracias.
Testing. Oh, it works. Thank you very much. I'm honored to be up here with my fellow council members. I've known Tony and Kevin for a long time. I've met and talked to Susan with some infrequency lately, and I'm looking forward to getting to know Martita and to work with these four fellow council members to make the best decisions possible for Camarillo. I want to recognize a few people here. Like Martita, I come from a big Catholic family, and you're all very fortunate that most of them are in the state of South Dakota, or they wouldn't be room in the council chambers. I'd like to specifically thank my beautiful bride, Valerie. Wave, Valerie, so everybody can see you. She actually gave me permission after meeting with Charlotte to see what the time commitment was. She's told me for the last 11 years after I retired from the sheriff's office, she was tired of me being a bum and sitting around doing nothing. So now I have at least a 3/4 time to full-time job. I'd also like to recognize my beautiful daughter, Jessie. Jessie, wave. My little girl, I say, who happens to be 2 inches taller than me. And I see my son-in-law, Todd, just rushed out with my youngest grandson, Evan. And Evan always behaves for me. I don't know what it is about mommies and daddies being present. Then there's my number one grandson in Camarillo, Ethan William Green, a second grader. At which school, Ethan? What school do you go to? Tierra Linda what? Hawks? He's a hawk. I'd also like to thank my sister-in-law, Kaylee Tennyson. She's in the back of the room. Wave, Kaylee. My nephew and godson, Tyler. You back there, Tyler? Stand up tall. My nephew, Bradley. Wave, Bradley. I know Jacob's around here somewhere. He's standing next to the funny guy in uniform. Jacob, wave for me. And our only girl in the family out here other than wives, my niece Molly. Hi, Molly. I'd like to also recognize some longtime associates, people I met over 40 years ago during my time on the Sheriff's Department. Craig and Cecilia Husband. Craig is a retired undersheriff from Ventura County and also served as Camarillo's police chief, which I had the honor of doing. And then next to my wife is Mark Ball, another retired undersheriff and longtime friend from the sheriff's office. And then way in the back, the really grouchy-looking man is Marty Skip Rouse and his wife Jane. Marty and I met back in 1978 out at the Camarillo Airport. He was in the senior class. And Marty's been the cheerleader of my life. He came up to me, I busted up my ankle, and he's telling me how great I was, and I'm thinking, I don't even know who you are. How do you know who I am? But Marty's been my lifelong cheerleader and was the best man at my wedding, and I appreciate all of them for being here. And last but not least, my mom's favorite child. I'm the oldest of 7, and the only one that she really cares about and has pictures all over the house in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, is my baby brother, Eric. And I would thank Eric for being here, but he didn't have a choice because he's the police chief, so I don't know if he'd show up if he didn't have to, but thanks anyway, Eric. Appreciate it. I want to thank Vishnu Patel and Sylvia Schnapp, the 2 other candidates that ran in District 1, and I really appreciate the fact that they entered the competition. I appreciate the fact that it was a positive race focused on issues. There were no personal attacks. There was no vitriol in the race, and I look forward to working with them in the future on issues that they think are important coming before the council. My promise, my commitment to Camarillo is that I will work full-time and on occasions overtime for the benefit of this entire city. My only reason for running, other than wanting to go to the Law Day dinner once again, which I haven't been to for a long time, my only reason for running is because I believe Camarillo is an absolutely phenomenal city. I think past city councils have done a great job, and I look forward to working with this current city council to make decisions in the best interest for the majority of our residents all the time. Thank you.
So I get to call on myself. I would like to start by thanking the voters of District 2 who reelected me for a second term. I don't take being reelected lightly. I'm truly honored, and I promise to do my best for the residents not only of District 2, but our entire city and community. Campaigning is hard. 4 years ago, I thought it was hard. It's even harder when you have a full-time job and you're a council member. And so this campaign wouldn't have been possible without a lot of help from a lot of people. I'm so grateful for all the time and effort from people like Libby Higgins, Bev Dransfeld, Doug McDowell, Corey Dransfeld, Karen Scher, Kim Mara Stevenson and her students, Tim Aragon Boston, Michelle Burns, Fran Elson, Joanne Senner, and my biggest cheerleaders, who are sitting in the front, my parents, Edie and Sal. And watching in cyberspace somewhere, it's my sister Kristen and her family, and my other 2 big cheerleaders, my sons, Nick and Matt. You all helped me run not only a successful campaign, but a campaign that I'm really proud of, one that was honest and fair and based on issues. As I was preparing to run for election this time, I sat down and went through my list of accomplishments. And as I did that, I was acutely aware of how much my success as a council member is so closely tied to the work that our staff does. And this has been mentioned a couple of times tonight. We did not get together. There was no memo about thanking the staff. So I think it really speaks volumes that all of us have taken the time to really address the staff. And, you know, when you go through this list of accomplishments and you're trying to tell people what you did for the community, it's hard sometimes to take that as, I did that. Yes, as a council member and part of the council, I helped provide direction and establish policy, but the real work was done by the staff. All of the things that we as a council decide and set as direction is carried out by the staff. And I couldn't be more grateful for all of their hard work. You're all scattered around out there. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm really, really happy that I get to work with you more. I would like to congratulate Martita, who has been a friend of mine for many years, and I'm really happy for you. I'm proud of the campaign you ran, and I look forward to working with you. And David, I'm sure we will get to know each other, and I look forward to that as well. Congratulations. And now we will move on to item G, and that item is nominations. And our clerk will take it away.
Thank you. Before we begin, I'd like to review the process. I'll open the floor for nominations for each position individually. First will be nominations for the office of mayor, and then for office of vice mayor. If there is only one nomination, a motion and a second to close nominations will elect the nomination on the floor. If there are multiple nominations, we'll vote on the nominations in the order they were received until we have a successful majority vote. With that, we'll get started. Are there any nominations for the office of mayor?
Madam Clerk? Yeah, I move that we appoint Susan Santangelo as mayor.
I'll second the
Second.
motion.
Are there any other nominations? With that, we will close the floor. Please vote. That passes unanimously. Are there any nominations for the office of vice mayor?
I'd like to nominate Tony Tremblay for vice mayor.
I'll second.
Are there any other nominations? We will close the floor. Please vote. That passes unanimously. This concludes the city council nominations, and I'll turn the floor over to our new mayor, Mayor Santangelo.
Thank you all very much. Really appreciate that. I need to get my right paper here. First of all, thank you to my colleagues who have appointed me mayor. I appreciate your faith in me. We know that this position is largely symbolic, but it's important nonetheless, and I'm honored and privileged that I will serve as your mayor. I was thinking about our new council and realized that this is the first council ever that is comprised entirely of council members that have been elected by district. And I thought back to when we actually had the meeting and voted to approve going to district elections. And if I remember correctly, Mr. Tremblay, you brought up, I guess we can call it a concern or a discussion about what our council would look like now that we were districted and how that might, if it did at all, affect how we worked with each other. And there was a discussion that ensued, and we sort of informally committed that despite being elected by districts, that our, first and foremost, our primary concern is for the city at large, and that we wouldn't fight over funding or fight over resources or do any of that, vying for any of the things that are really important for what we do, that we would put the city as a whole first. Districts allow us, sort of give the residents a point person. Definitely, it's, how we're electing our council members now. But when I come here and when I'm making my decisions, I'm thinking about the city as a whole. That doesn't mean that I don't care about my district, and I do. But I'm hoping that our new council members will ponder on that. Obviously, we can't make you think like we did. But I hope that you will ponder on that and understand what our discussion was about, and that we would, together as a whole, make sure that we always put the city at large first. There's a lot of things changing right now. I'm a new mayor, and we have 2 new members, and we will fumble, and that's okay. 4 years ago, after our first few meetings, after Sean and I were elected, I remember Kevin came up to me and asked me how things were going. And he said that the meetings would get better, smoother, and easier. I don't know if you remember this. And that we would find a rhythm as we got to know each other and understand our styles. And sure enough, that happened. And we really did settle into a rhythm of respect and discussion. And we did not always agree, but we were a productive council, and I hope to continue that. I'm confident that this new council will as well. And now it's time for us to get back to work, serving the city of Camarillo. Thank you again. I appreciate you all being here. And with that, oh, you're leaving? We have so much fun. This is the fun part, I promise. Yeah, you can come back. Okay. So we're going to move on to item I, and this is the appointment of the library board trustees. Whoa.
Madam Mayor?
Which is actually part of our consent calendar.
Oh, is it okay if can I just go ahead and make a motion to adopt that resolution, appointing the trustees to the Camarillo Library Board?
Please do.
I make that motion.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Please vote. I'm assuming that Tony is a yes. That passes unanimously. Okay, and now we will move down to public comments. I have 2 public comment cards. If anybody else would like to speak, you can go ahead and fill one out, or you can just come up. We'll let you. The first one is Angel Garcia. Angel, do you know the rules about speaking? I think you do.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, and staff. My name is Angel Garcia. I just want to give my heartfelt congratulations to newly elected Councilmember Tennyson. Mayor Santangelo, congratulations on your re-election, and congratulations to my good friend and colleague, Councilmember Dr. Martinez Bravo. What an incredible achievement you have accomplished. To see a Latina on that, it just looks so incredible. And to be witnessing this moment with friends and family is just absolutely surreal. And I know you dedicated your campaign on 400 in the memory of Carmen. And as a staff member of Carmen, you did that so beautifully. You did that with integrity, honesty, and it's servant leadership. And I think it's reminiscent to that because look at all the incredible community members that have been here to support you and to witness this incredible movement, Martita. And my heartfelt congratulations to you. And what was funny is this is only the second time I've been here to the Camarillo City Hall, and I had to put a navigation. How do I get here again? And what I thought was interesting was the street I exited on to get here was Carmen. So I think it's funny that I exited on Carmen to get to you, Martita, and congratulate you. So congratulations, Dr. Martinez Bravo, on your election as councilor. I can't wait to see what you do, and congratulations. Thank you so much, Councilman.
and Ruth Luevanos.
Congratulations to all of you who were elected. Congratulations to Councilman Henderson. Congratulations to you, Mayor Susan Santangelo. It's wonderful to see you in that position. I know you've been through a lot, and you got elected together. You just immediately studied council, and you took Camarillo 4 years ago. It's wonderful to see you re-elected. Wonderful to see you as mayor. And thank you for all that you've done the past 4 years. I know you will continue to serve the people of Camarillo. And continue to do the good work. So to see you in that leadership position as mayor, it just fills my heart with joy and pride. To you, Councilmember Martita, I can't even, my words don't even come out of me. Te voy a decir en español porque es la manera que yo me puedo comunicar mejor, efectivamente, verte como la primera latina aquí en Camarillo, siendo yo la primera latina en Simi Valley, me da tanto gusto que por fin tenemos representación de mujeres latinas aquí en la ciudad de Camarillo, donde el 30% de la población es latino. Y nosotros sabemos que como latinos nosotros hacemos el trabajo que se tiene que hacer, y me da tanto gusto verte aquí representando la gente de Camarillo, sabiendo que hay alguien bilingüe que entiende que las personas son la ciudad. No te digo qué tanto orgullo me da, qué tanto gusto me da de tenerte allí, verte en esa posición y sabiendo que tú vas a luchar por la gente y que no te vas a dejar. Va a haber días difíciles como latina, nunca voy a decir que todos los días van a ser fáciles, pero sepa que estamos aquí respaldándote, la comunidad, tu gente, tu pueblo, y que siempre no vas a estar sola, y vamos a estar contigo. Congratulations.
Casey Rodriguez. Imagine that.
Hello. My name is Casey Rodriguez. I am a Chumash Able member. My great-grandma was Ron Rodriguez. And I just want to have a sincere thank you to Dr. Martica Martinez Bravo for the acknowledgement of my people. I truly am thankful for the acknowledgements that have been coming forth lately and throughout the county. And I thank you for living up to your word already, and I have so much trust and respect for you, and I know that you're going to just go out there and cause good trouble in the spirit department. And my name is Susan Panacho. Hi! Congratulations! That's all.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Okay. Nobody else is coming forward. With that, I'm going to adjourn the city council meeting, but don't leave yet. There's more. But I will adjourn the city council meeting until our next meeting, which I believe is December 14th.
Open the Camarillo Library Board meeting. Let the record reflect that all members are present. So are there any public comments for the Camarillo Library Board? If not, I'm going to turn it over to our city clerk for nominations, please.
This is the time for the reorganization of the Camarillo Library Board. We'll begin with nominations for the office of president. Are there any nominations for the office of president?
I'll nominate Martita for president.
There's a first and a second motion. Any other nominations? We'll close the floor. Please vote. That passes unanimously.
You can now take over, Martita.
Next are nominations for the office of President Pro Tem. Are there any nominations?
I'll nominate David Tennyson.
Are there any other nominations? I'll close the floor. Please vote. That passes unanimously. Back to you. I'm sorry. This concludes the Camarillo Library Board nominations, and I'll turn the meeting over to our new president, President Martinez Bravo.
Yeah, just make a couple comments.
Oh, she just has to adjourn.
Did that go back to Susan?
She just has to adjourn the meeting.
Oh, we got to adjourn. Sorry.
Oh,
adjourn.
sorry, okay. I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Adjourn.
Meeting is adjourned.
Sorry, I just right.
Okay.
Well done.
That was simple.
Okay, take this back. I am going to open the meeting of the Community Development Commission. Are there any public comments? And I will turn this over to the clerk for nominations.
This is the time for the reorganization of the Camarillo Community Development Commission. We'll begin with nominations for the office of chair. Are there any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Susan Santangelo for chair.
Are there any other nominations? We'll close the floor. Please vote. That passes unanimously. Next is the nominations for office of vice chair. Are there any nominations?
I'll nominate Tony Tremblay.
I'll second that nomination.
Are there any other nominations? We'll close the floor. Please vote. That passes unanimously. This concludes the Community Development Commission nominations, and I'll turn the meeting over to the new chair.
And I will adjourn that meeting. And then I will open the Camarillo Sanitary District meeting. And are there any public comments? Hearing none, I will turn it over to the clerk.
This is the time for reorganization of the Camarillo Sanitary District Board. We'll begin nominations with the office of chair. Do I have any nominations?
I'm thinking. I nominate Kevin Kildee. Is that right?
Do I have any other nominations? Is there a second to close the floor?
I'll second.
Please vote. That passes unanimously. Next is nominations for the office of secretary. Are there any nominations?
I'll nominate Martina for secretary.
Second.
Are there any other nominations? We'll close the floor. Please vote. That passes unanimously. This concludes the Camarillo Sanitary District nominations, and I'll turn the meeting over to our new chair, Chair Kildee.
All right, thank you. We'll have a really good year. And with that, we're going to adjourn and remind everybody there's going to be a reception in the library, and there's a whole bunch of really good stuff there. So please, everybody, stop by. So with that, we're adjourned.